Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to my gameplay stream for Wednesday, November 22nd, 2017. It's the pregame for Thanksgiving in the United States. If you're not aware, tomorrow is a national holiday here in the United States of America. A day when we take time out to give thanks for all the things that we have. I'm actually going to be doing that because I'll be doing a special podcast tomorrow that will discuss that very subject. Okay? It's going to be good. It's going to be a good one. I hope to see you all tomorrow for that, but that's not the point of what I'm talking about now. Today, I have one gameplay stream today, folks, and it starts right now. It's Super Mario Odyssey post-game. And you may say, well, what does that mean? You're still playing the game. Well, I beat the main story of the game back on Monday night. For those who have not been following the playthrough or watching the streams, I beat Bowser. I did the big final boss fight. I basically completed the game on Monday night. However, when you beat the game, you don't really beat the game. All you do is you unlock a bunch of additional post-game content, including a whole new world in the Mushroom Kingdom, which apparently is a pure 100% throwback to the days of the Nintendo 64. It's supposed to have a lot of classic references to Super Mario 64. Okay. And then it also has other optional worlds that open up, including once you have enough moons, you open up the dark side of the moon, which apparently is a much more difficult version of the moon. All right, it's like similar stages, but much more difficult, more moons hidden and stuff like that. And then apparently, when you collect 500 moons, which I'm very close to doing, I only need like 80 something more, so I'm not that far away from having enough moons to do this. You then unlock the super secret final stage, the darker side of the moon, I guess, or darkest side. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, that's supposed to be like the final secret stage in the game. Okay. So, there's still a lot to do. I mean, I'm talking there's probably several streams left of Super Mario Odyssey. Then keep in mind, folks, every single world that I've been in has one of these moon cubes. And when you hit the moon cube, all these new moons explode out of it and open up all these optional stages. Right? All these optional challenges and new moons to collect and everything. So there's a ridiculous amount of stuff still to do in the game. Will I be 100%ing the game and getting every single moon? Probably not. All right. People are saying if you get 999 moons, there's an epilogue, like, kind of at the end of the game, but it's just a single scene. It's not like it's some big giant thing you unlocked or anything like that. Okay, not that big of a deal. So, is it really worth it to collect 999 moons? Probably not. And let's be frank here, folks. I've got many other things that have been sitting on the back burner waiting to start up, including Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wilds. I now have 5 episodic games I haven't played yet. I know, that's a lot. There's this game called Hidden Agenda, made by the makers of Until Dawn, that people have wanted to see me play for weeks, and I haven't had a chance to try it. Eventually, I got to get back to Yakuza Kiwami. And in mid-December, we've got a ton of new stuff, including Resident Evil DLCs. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is releasing for console. There's a ridiculous amount of stuff for me to get to. So am I really going to be playing Mario for the next 3 months to get all the moons? Probably not. I'm just being real with all of you. Probably, I would say, 1 to 2 more streams of Mario, including today. What I want to do is completely do the Mushroom Kingdom. I definitely want to do the Dark Side of the Moon. I definitely want to check out if I could get to the darkest side of the moon and just see if I could beat all the basic stuff in those. I'm not going to be looking for every single moon, although I will be, thoroughly looking around like I have with all the other worlds. And that's probably going to be it. So, however many streams that takes, maybe 2 to 3 more streams, I don't know. But that's what's on the agenda. That's what's on the agenda for Super Mario Odyssey, okay? The other factor you guys got to remember is that I don't get paid for this playthrough on YouTube at all. I made 0. Well, I take that back. I probably made about $1 on this entire playthrough because as soon as I upload the videos, they go live and probably like 5 people will click on the video to watch, and then immediately the video gets content ID matched and claimed by Nintendo. So I've probably made like $1 on my Mario playthrough on YouTube. So the reason that I've been able to continue with this playthrough and play it at length the way that I have is because of you and your support, because you guys have been coming out, cheering, subbing, and tipping every single day that I play Super Mario Odyssey. You've basically allowed me to do this and not have to worry about entire sessions where, you know, I can't pay my bills now because I've been doing this for free, okay? So thank you for that, guys, for your ongoing support. But basically what I'm telling you is within another couple of streams here, Mario will complete. It's not going to be a super completionist run, all right? Okay. So there you go, ladies and gents. That's what you can expect with Mario. So that's today's stream. There will not be a second stream tonight because tonight I have to go out and do my usual weekly errands, meaning going grocery shopping and the like. But tonight's going to be a nightmare for me because tomorrow, as I've told you guys, it's a national holiday. It's Thanksgiving. And that means that a bunch of people who basically did not prepare for Thanksgiving are going to be running out to buy all their Thanksgiving meals last minute. And I guarantee you the supermarket is going to be packed with last minute fools. For me, I'm not doing that. I'm just going out and I'm buying normal stuff for the week, you know. So for me, it's my normal day to go shopping, but I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work out in regard to, you know, tonight. It's going to be quite interesting to see what happens here. So I'm going to have a fun night. Such a fun night for me. I can't wait. Good thing the supermarket is literally across the street. No, seriously, it is. Like, it's right, it's not even a block away from me. So I could just drive right over there, and, you know, it would be one thing if the supermarket was across town. I had to battle all this traffic and everything, but it should be all right. Should be all right, even though it's going to suck once I get inside. I think I'll be good. Okay? All right. So there you go. Tomorrow, folks, my big Thanksgiving Day podcast. Hate Live returns for the first time since the summer. It's going to be a great show, folks. Just listen to all the topics that I have to talk about. Are you ready? First of all, there's going to be a segment of current events. We're going to have a big segment talking about net neutrality. I'm going to let you know the skinny about this big controversy that's going on right now in the United States with net neutrality, how it could positively or negatively affect things depending on if it stays or gets repealed. And it's going to be a fun discussion because it's very pertinent and everyone needs to be aware of what's going on right now because if this does pass, the internet in America could literally change overnight. And we have to see what's going to happen with that, okay? That's one segment. Another segment will be discussing loot boxes in video games. Another very hot topic because it's been a very huge topic this hardcore gaming season. There have been multiple AAA game releases where you pay for the game and then the game then has in-game microtransactions. Several governments are now coming out against this and saying that it is gambling, and it looks like it may go to the point where people are going to try to outlaw it, which would be pretty crazy if that actually happens. So we're going to talk about that. All right, that's going to be a good segment. I'm sure we're going to have a little segment about all the crazy sexual harassment stuff going on in Hollywood. Right? I mean, that's been a hot topic for weeks now. I definitely want to at least gloss over that. And anything else that happens, you know, there's other things that are going on right now that I'd like to address, but I don't want to go too much into detail right now about it. You know, we'll talk about it tomorrow on the podcast, all right? That's number one. Number two, there's going to be a big segment talking about game reviews. I'm going to be basically doing mini reviews for every single video game that I've played since the summer. Since I've had no time to do actual game reviews, I'm going to take the time during the podcast to do so. So that's going to be a giant segment of me going through all the games, right, that I've played over the past 3 months and telling you basically what I thought about them, okay? And then there'll be a third segment talking a little bit about Thanksgiving. I'm going to let you know how I've been doing, you know, with my business and everything on this side of stuff. I'm strongly considering, I'm going to think about this overnight, finally kind of spilling the beans a little bit on what's been going on with me looming behind the scenes and the fact of why I think that I may not be able to live here anymore soon. I may have to sell my house in 2018, which I don't want to do. I might lose the house. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't know. I don't want to lose the house and have to move somewhere smaller or move back to Connecticut, but it looks like I might have to. I don't know. We have to see how stuff goes, but I might talk a little bit about that too. All right. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling, and we'll see how the podcast runs, how long it goes. All right. But that's going to be tomorrow's podcast. It's going to be great. I hope you guys, if you can join me, will. I understand if you can't, don't worry. It'll be recorded and uploaded to my vlogging channel, The King of Hate Vlogs. All right. Fair enough. So there you go. Tomorrow night, I will be continuing on with my Need for Speed Payback playthrough, so there will be a gameplay stream tomorrow night as well, folks, FYI. So there's podcast and gameplay. It is a full day of work for me, even though it's a national holiday. Although, let's be honest here, folks, Thanksgiving in the United States has drastically changed, at least since I was a kid. Now, pretty much everyone works. If you work at a restaurant, excuse me, if you work at, oh my God, I can't stop burping now. If you work at a retail store, pretty much everyone works on Thanksgiving, which is ridiculous, I know. But yeah, it's pretty much a normal work day. The only people who have it off are like people who work for the government or people who work for office jobs and stuff like that. They have it off. But most of us have to do a normal day of work. So it is what it is, I guess, right? And then on Friday, double streaming of gameplay resumes with, yes, Assassin's Creed Origins and Mario again. So that'll be Friday. And then Saturday will be a fun day of something different. It's going to be Multiplayer Madness, the Super Salty Saturday, all right, where I'm going to be playing both Star Wars Battlefront 2 as well as Call of Duty World War II. The entire day will be multiplayer and shooters, all right? And that's cool. That's something that I'm thinking of doing more often, maybe once a week. Do a day where I just do multiplayer games and try to get better at the games and, you know, try to stay in line with them rather than me just playing multiplayer games and then throwing them out after a week. I think I might try to keep in line with these games, all right? So that's going to be a fun day. I certainly hope that you guys will join me on Saturday for that. It's going to be pretty wild, all right? And then, you know, after that, then it's me basically juggling everything that I'm trying to beat. You know, like I said, trying to wrap up Assassin's Creed. Actually, the truth is I might finish Assassin's Creed sooner rather than later. Someone told me that the story ends when you hit level 35. Basically, you could do everything then. And yes, there is post-game side questing, but it's not necessary. Someone told me last night I'm about 80% through the game at this point. So I may be beating Assassin's Creed Origins within the next, you know, few sessions, which is good because that's been a crazy-ass long playthrough, right? So we'll see. We'll see how everything goes, all right? So, yes. Very excited for all this new gameplay stuff coming up in the next several days to weeks. Want to say thank you again for your ongoing support here on live stream. I really do appreciate it. Okay, everybody? All right, let's get quickly to the plug segment. Let's get this out of there. Get this over with. And then we can get started with gameplay, all right? So first of all, ladies and gentlemen, there are 8 days left. 8 days left here in the month of November. If you're not aware, this month on my Patreon, which is patreon.com/darksidephil, the big effort, you know, to hit the monthly goal, the celebratory goal this month is going to be a holiday gaming marathon where I'm going to be dressing up in a shitty Christmas sweater or two. I'm going to be drinking during the course of this stream, which is something I rarely do. You know, I might have some eggnog or something. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to look around and see what they've got around here. But yeah, it's going to be a fun stream, and I'll be playing Christmas-themed video games that you will be able to nominate and vote on what you want to see me play if you pledge $5 or more, all right, this month to my Patreon. Now, the good news is we have soft hit the monthly goal. Soft hit. What does that mean? It means that right now, as long as every single pledge that's already pledged to my Patreon, you know, as an ongoing monthly recurring thing, as long as they all clear and they go through, we've hit the monthly goal and we'll be doing the marathon guarantee. All right. However, I just want to forewarn everyone, it's not a guarantee. There's a chance that a bunch of people, maybe it'll get declined, or, you know, people may pull their pledges last minute, which happens sometimes. And we may not hit the goal. We're not 100% guaranteed, but we've soft hit it, which means we're in a pretty good position. All right. In the next 8 days, if anyone pledges, you're basically just solidifying the fact that this event is going to happen. You're confirming and kind of locking it in that it's definitely going to happen. So, if you've been on the fence about pledging because you're like, oh, I don't want to pledge because maybe the goal won't happen. If you pledge, you're pretty much guaranteed to have the goal happen, but you have to pledge, okay? I'll be honest, since I announced that we soft hit the goal last week, I've had 0 new pledges. 0. So I think what's happened is people are like, oh, we hit the goal, that's fine then, don't have to pledge. That's not the case. There's still a chance that, something might happen with these pledges not going through. And the other thing is, right now it's a great opportunity for you to pledge because some of the perks that you would get this month will apply either, again, for this marathon if you want to nominate and vote on games, or next month, for example, I'm doing a Ask the King, which is my bi-monthly Q&A show. If you pledge to that certain goal level, or that certain perk level, excuse me, you could get your question answered on my holiday edition of Ask the King, guaranteed on the show. So there's a lot of things you may want to consider, you know, pledging for by the end of this month, all right? So please give it a look. All right, please give it a look. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. And please consider pledging if you haven't. Keep in mind, Patreon pledges are critical to myself and my business. They allow me to pay my bills, right? They help me with the electricity, with the internet bill, with the cost of games. They've allowed me to improve my office setup here in the past few years with the fact that I've improved my capture equipment, soundproofing foam on the walls, the professional mic. Everything here that's improved is because of Patreon. And I need that monthly going forward as support. So please consider pledging if you have not. I definitely want to do this holiday event. I'm very excited for it, and I hope that it goes through. I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous, okay? The reason I'm a little nervous is because no one additional has pledged since I announced that we soft hit the goal, and it's basically hinging on everyone's pledges are going to go through, which almost never happens, okay? So please consider pledging. All right. Number 2, Teespring. That's right, my merchandise shop where you can buy t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, mugs, stickers, pillows, all kinds of different kinds of merch there, okay? All fan design logos and stuff, really good quality stuff. I today am actually wearing, I can show you, I think my hair's sticking straight up, I'm not even sure. It's a little puffy. I'm once again wearing my sweatshirt, my King of Retro sweatshirt, which I bought last week, and as you can see, no fading, nothing, it's still good. I know that with the tiny webcam, it's not exactly the highest quality, you can't really tell. But yeah, I washed it, and it's great. You know, it still didn't shrink. It's still, you know, high quality, nothing, you know, that's some people wonder, gee, I wonder if you buy it and you wash it, what happens? This stuff is good, man. It doesn't fade, nothing. It's great. So please consider taking a look at my Teespring stuff. Anything you buy from my Teespring shop, I get a sizable commission for, okay? It's pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to complain. And FYI, they make great Christmas presents. Christmas is right around the corner, folks. Only about a month away. And, you know, you have someone who's a friend or a relative who may be a fan of me, and they might want to have a piece of DSP merch. This is an opportunity to maybe get something. In addition to that, folks, keep in mind that some people hate me, and you could troll them. Buy them a nice shirt, put it in their stocking, right? Have little Susie open up this big box, this giant, wrap a giant box, right? Make her think that you bought her, like, a giant castle of like some kind of like dolls or something, you know. What's the new hottest doll for girls now? What is it? I know for a while it was the Monster High or whatever it was. Fucking Monster Girls. Brats are way too old. What would it be? So anyway, make her think you bought her the giant, you know, $400 castle or whatever, right? And then she opens it up. She's ripping all the fucking wrappings off of it. She tears the box open. She dives in head first. All right? And there at the very bottom of the box is a single shirt. She opens it up and says, "Wow, dude." And she looks at the shirt, and she looks at you. She looks back at the shirt. She immediately balls the shirt up. She tears it in half like the Hulk. Just rips it apart. Throws it into the fireplace, okay? The fireplace explodes with a backlash. Boom! Fireball explodes out of the fireplace. Flies across the room. Hits your drunken Uncle Ted. Uncle Ted is instantly vaporized. And the family is a better place to be. There you go. That could happen on Christmas morning, folks, if you buy something from my Teespring store. Okay. Every day I'm going to think of something new, I think. Every day I'll have a more ludicrous story. Okay? There you go. So, please consider getting something from my Teespring shop. It helps me out, and it helps you out, all right? If you do get something, by the way, if you're going to get something for Christmas, just a heads up, Teespring is not, it's not like Amazon where there's a giant warehouse somewhere storing all this merch. It's made to order. So if you are going to order something for Christmas, please consider doing it ahead of time, all right? You have to order by 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time if you intend to get it in time for Christmas. So just throwing that out there, you'd probably have to order around, you know, I'd say probably at the latest, maybe the first week of December. If you wait longer than that, you're probably not going to get it in time for Christmas, FYI. Okay? Okay. All right, folks. And then, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, obviously, if you're here live on the stream, you probably enjoy my live streams. If not, what the hell are you doing here? What is your problem? What are you thinking? Why are you here? Get out. I'm kidding. But anyway, yes, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you are watching the stream and you wish to contribute via either cheers, subs, or cheer, boy, I screwed that up. Let's try this again. Cheering with bits, subscribing to the channel, or tipping me, any of those things, I will give you a verbal shout out during the course of the stream if you do those, all right? In addition, if you cheer 50 bits or more, if you subscribe to the channel and click the share button, or if you tip me $2 or more, there'll be an on-screen thank you pop-up notification to correspond with that, all right? In fact, I actually just spoke with Dr. Zombius, and he says that he is working on some very nice December animations, all right? Which will be nice, you know, holiday-themed animations for the month of December. So that'll be pretty cool. Now, he's the one that made these ones that we're using right now. He's the one that's made 99% of the animations we use this year. So, looking forward to what he can come up with for the month of December. Very nice. So, yeah. You basically will get visual and verbal recognition if you do any contributions at those levels, all right? Speaking of which, let's go ahead and let's do shout-outs for people who've been cheering, subbing, and tipping during the pre-stream. Sound good? All right, let's scroll down here. So, first of all, overnight, there were some cheers. I want to say YOLO Dopper. Excuse me, not YOLO Dopper. He did those last night. I didn't refresh my page. Hold on a second. I didn't refresh the page. Oops. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Here we go. It was Rink Dude. Rink Dude did a 140-bit cheer overnight, and he said, have a great stream, Phil. Thank you very much, Rink Dude, for the cheering overnight. I'm appreciative of anyone who does, you know, that kind of stuff overnight when I'm not live streaming. Obviously, it shows your support when, you know, you can't even be here for the stream. So thank you, Rink Dude, for that cheer. I appreciate it. Shout out to Ron Mexico, who did a 10-bit cheer, and he said the two-time, yeah. Okay, I have no idea what that's a reference to, but thank you for the cheer, Ron Mexico. Astro Jet Boy did a 20-bit cheer. He said, how are the hamsters? The hamsters passed away a long time ago. Cinnamon passed away, I'd say probably, I think it was October of 2016, and then Raisin passed away in January of this year, so they've been gone for a while. So that's why you haven't seen them. Shout out to Coverus, who did a 20-bit cheer. He says, are you going to be trying the new salted caramel Pepsi? Well, I haven't seen it. Like, some people have mentioned this to me. They said, why don't you do DSP tries it? I haven't seen it in stores. I don't know if it's just not out in this area, or maybe it's popular. You know what I mean? Like, people, oh, I want to try that, and they ran on God. I'll look for it tonight, actually. Now that you've mentioned that, it's kind of in the back of my head. So, here, you know what I'll do? Here's what I'm going to do. This'll remind me, okay? Hold on a second here. I'm going to take a picture of that cheer. Hold on a second. It scrolled down. What happened? It scrolled off the screen as I was going to take a picture. Here we go. I took a picture of it in my phone, and I actually usually take a picture of my grocery list. So when I'm at the grocery store, I should see that, and I'll look for the salted caramel Pepsi again and see if I can find it. That would be, I mean, yeah, that would be an interesting DSP tries it. I just haven't seen it yet. Okay, shout out to Brickleberry Fan, who did a 10-bit cheer. Brickleberry is actually available on Netflix. I saw it, but I haven't watched it yet. It may be something that I do watch. Shout out to YOLO Dopper for a 10-bit cheer. He says, if you move back to Connecticut, will it be hard adjusting to living in a small condo? Well, let me put it this way. All right, let me put it this way. The worst part about living in that condo, there were two things that really sucked. Well, let me take that back. There's three things that kind of really suck. All right. The first thing is the weather. The weather there on the East Coast, in Connecticut in particular, is terrible. There's heavy-ass snow and ice in the winter, meaning, number one, I have to shovel, which I can't do because I have a bad back. And I would constantly keep re-hurting my back because I had to do that to clear it out. And also, there's danger of slipping and falling and all kinds of shit during the winter. It's terrible. That's number one. It's really bad. Number two, the quality of the internet there was not good. If you guys remember, constantly, there'd be issues with the internet would fuck up, the internet would drop out, the internet would crap out on me. And every time I would call tech out, they would say, well, it's probably because the equipment in the basement's old and garbage, and sorry, but just because you're the only home-based business in this giant condo facility, we're not going to redo the internet for you, so too bad. So literally, there's nothing I can do about bad internet, you know? And that was one of the major problems that I always had there. If you remember, I only live streamed for a year when I lived in Connecticut, and it was not good. Constantly, there were issues with the internet. At least 3, 4, 5 major times a year, the internet would be down or not working properly for days at a time. You know, and that's obviously, since I moved out here, I have pretty much flawless internet. So I don't want to go back. That would be a major downgrade. The audio quality of my streams would be much worse, because here, my office is soundproof. You know, it sounds good, clear audio. There, it sounded like an echo, like I was in a cave, right? And there's nothing I could do to improve that either, because of just the way that it is. There wouldn't be an office set for my work. Instead, it would just be the living room with all my shit everywhere. There's a lot of negative things that would happen if I had to move back to Connecticut. A lot, you know, my health-wise as well as business-wise. So it wouldn't necessarily be, oh, I have to readjust to living in a smaller place. That wouldn't be the big negative for me. The negative would be the downgrades to my life, right? My health and the business itself, you know, just the daily streams would not be as good anymore. All right? So that's why I hope I don't have to go back, but I guess we'll see. We'll have to see what happens. Shout out to Coverus, who did 30-bit cheer. He says, why haven't Mattel made a transgender Barbie? Fucking bigots. It's true. Why don't they have a Barbie who has a giant schlong? Captain Winky tucked underneath, right? Like in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Yes, that's what every little girl wants that, right? Hey, I'm a guy. I would have wanted it too. I would have had a nice transgender Barbie. Why not? Anyway, Astro Jet Boy did another 10-bit cheer and said, lucrative story, hype, they're pretty funny. Because he's talking about the Teespring story I told. King of Hypocrisy did a 10-bit cheer. He says, Phil, who would you rather kick in the balls, the executives at YouTube or executives at Nintendo Japan? Oh, are you kidding me? I would say the executives at YouTube, except the executives at YouTube are, the CEO is a woman. So there's no balls to kick. But I would definitely, you know, basically tell her she shouldn't even fucking have a job there. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. Done zero positive improvement since she's been in power. Shout out to MJL, who did a 10-bit cheer and said, just got back from washing dishes at the bakery I work at. Won't go into war stories, but glad I could make it in time for the stream. Thank you, Phil, and thank you, MJL, for being here for the stream. Cool that you made it. Good to see ya. Shout out. Shout out to Ron Mexico, who did a 10-bit cheer. It says, back to 1993-94 Blockbuster Video Game Champion. Oh, my God. Yeah, I entered the Blockbuster Video Game Championships. I did. I did terrible, but I did enter them when I was a kid. I remember it was stupid because it was so dumb. So one of the games was NBA Jam, right? And I was like, oh, NBA Jam, it must be like you got to be good at the game. So I was playing NBA Jam against all my friends, you know, to try to get better. And I got really good at the game. You get there, oh, well, it's you have to score points against the computer on the hardest difficulty in like 5 minutes. I was like, what? That's not even like what the purpose of the game is. And that's what it was. That's how stupid it was. They had Clay Fighter. And again, I was pretty good at Clay Fighter. I got good at the game competitively. Oh, in 3 stages, get the highest score. What? No one even had tested the moves in the game to see how many points you got for them. How the fuck do you get the highest score? It was so stupid. It was really like the dumbest thing. The stupid Blockbuster World Championships. I remember those. But anyway, I digress. Thank you, Astro Jet Boy, for another 10-bit cheer. He says, oh, wow, didn't even know that they died. Rest in peace. Oh, he's talking about the hamsters. Yeah, oh, dude, it's been a while. I mean, they lived a long time. I got those hamsters when I moved here in the summer of 2014, and they didn't pass away for over 2.5 years. Those hamsters aren't even supposed to live 2 years. So they had long, hardy lives. They had a good time here with me in Washington. So, shout out to Brickleberry Fan. He did a 10-bit cheer. He says, there's a new theory in regard to that big issue that you're having, stating that since you were in a de facto relationship for more than 3 years, your ex-girlfriend is entitled to half of your assets. Did I hit the nail on the head? That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my goddamn life. That does not exist. Whoever thought that exists, you are completely incorrect. There is nothing that could ever make... If you're not married and you haven't entered into some kind of a contractual or business relationship, there is no such thing as, oh, I have a claim on your asset. Oh, or also if you knock the girl up. Like, you know, that's another thing. But no, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And whoever is creating that line of bullshit is a complete fucking moron. So congratulations if you're the moron who made that shit up out of thin air. You're stupid. That is literally the dumbest theory I've ever heard in my life. It couldn't literally be further from the truth. Oh my God. That is really stupid. All right. Shout out to Litariel, who did a 10-bit cheer and said, hold on, I'm crying on the moon, and I call that tunnel vision. Yep, we're going back. Well, we will be going back to the moon, I believe. We will be going back to the moon eventually in Mario. Shout out to Yolo Dauber, who did a 10-bit cheer. He says, why not just get a studio apartment here in Seattle? I don't know if that would solve the problem. Right now, you're talking about even apartments in this area, they're not cheap. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Again, it's an issue that unless you understand it, you're not going to understand it, and I haven't explained it yet. So, you know. I don't know. It maybe just come to the point that I'm stuck and I have to move back to Connecticut. It might be. We'll have to see. Like I said, I don't have enough concrete info yet. But anyway, shout out to King of Hypocrisy, who did another 10-bit cheer. He says, Joe Biden groped me and I liked it. Well, good for you. Good for you. Black Mage C-Type did a 10-bit cheer. He said, if you moved back to Connecticut, God forbid, would you possibly hook up with old friends and play games together? If you guys haven't noticed, the people who I used to do videos with apparently weren't very happy with apparently stuff about me, but they never told me. So now they don't talk to me anymore, And that's sad, but, would I look up other old friends? Possibly. There's a few people out there in Connecticut who, not obviously I'm not talking about John or Howard, but I'm talking about other people who may be fighting games and stuff. I might want to see if they're still around or whatever, but no, really, honestly, and that's the other thing too. If I went back to Connecticut, it's not like I'm going back. The only thing there in Connecticut that's there for me is an over-expensive condo I can't fucking sell because the housing market tanked in Connecticut, and my parents. So it would be nice to see my parents once a week, and that's about the only positive I would get out of moving back to Connecticut. Literally every other thing, the taxes, the prices, the fucking weather, the quality of internet, the quality of my streams, a smaller place that's shitty, like every possible negative would happen again. So I don't want to go backward. I want to at least stay where I am. I'm not even asking for, massive, I want a life improvement. No, I just want to stay where the fuck I am, Like I told everyone, I'm very, very happy where I am here, living in Washington. This is like, for me, pretty much my ideal place. I like the moderate weather. I like, how stuff is out here. Everything that I could possibly want is within arm's reach. Like, it's a couple blocks away. I don't have to drive long distances. I don't have to deal. I have great quality internet with great customer service with that internet. You know what I mean? Everything's improved since I moved out here. If I go back, that would be terrible. That would be crippling. And that would be like a massive defeat in my life, Which is why I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. But we'll see, man. All right. I got an anonymous $2.69 tip. It says, Phil, remember those old department store Christmas catalogs? When I was younger, I sneaked and hid my mom's JCPenney catalog so I could look at the beautiful ladies in their undergarments. Well, what I was going to say, wasn't going to say undergarments. I was going to say, I remember those catalogs. There used to be Sears and JCPenney were the two big ones that we would get around here. I believe Macy's also had one as well. And for me, it was always the toy and video game sections. Because what I would do is I would get those. It would be like the big Christmas, edition of the catalog. And I would circle in the catalog the stuff that I was interested in for Christmas, Oh, I would like that. I would like that. And then my parents would pick a couple of those things and get those for Christmas. So, yeah, that's what I never looked at it for the late. Dude, by the time that I was old enough that I was interested in ladies, trust me, there were many other better ways to get a good view of ladies than looking at women in lingerie in a freaking catalog. Trust me. Alrighty. Alright, everyone. So, again, thank you to everyone who cheered and tipped during the pre-stream. Again, if you do so during the stream, I'll give you a shout-out. And it is very much appreciated because, like I said, I'm going to make absolutely nothing on these videos for Mario on YouTube because YouTube is fucking stupid. Alright? Blackbeard She-Type did a 10-bit cheer and apologized because he said he didn't mean to bring up bad memories with John Rambo or whatever. It's not even bad memories because for me, there were no bad times. For me, everything that happened when I lived in Connecticut was good. And then when I moved out here, then all of a sudden, apparently there's all this resentment and issues. It's like, well, if there were issues of resentment, maybe you should have said something when I was still in Connecticut so I could solve the issues rather than having them all fester inside and then all of a sudden you blow up 2 years later when I live across the country. You know what I mean? But I digress. That's not what we're going to talk about here today. There's no reason to get into that shit yet again. That was 2 years ago when they put out that stupid podcast or whatever it was. So who gives a shit at this point, right? All right. Let us begin with Mario. Shall we start with Mario? All right, Mario. All right, let's do this.